Abe, defend yourself.
So there's this Frenchman, Victor.
Try to defend yourself without resorting to the man, I took a lot of drugs.
How dare you? I defend all my positions, except the ones that I don't.
Here we are, Abe Cast Iron Balls, a podcast about sports. My name is Bob, sitting across the way from my good friend and co-host. That's Abe. How you doing tonight, Abe?
Doing well, Bob.
Yeah, here we are. Lori's here too. How you doing tonight, Lori?
Oh my God, I'm so good. Abe, look, it came.
Are you wearing that last time we got together here?
Yeah, I remember saying this. This is it's a very nice
Oh, did I show you already?
graphic.
Yeah, we didn't talk about it in an
I'm
extended way.
fantastic.
It's
Lori-
a great.
Actually, I'm bad. I'm very nervous about the Georgia game, but the sweatshirt's making it better.
Lori's wearing a Diego Pavia branded merch. Tonight is Thursday, November 6th, 2025. It is 8:14 here on the East Coast, which means that it is imperative that we live bet the games right now. Thursday night football kicking off in 90 seconds. Raiders at the Broncos. Raiders plus 8.5 or the plus 350 money line. Abe, what are we doing?
I'm gonna go with the Broncos.
Broncos money line or Broncos minus 8.5?
What did you say? The 8.5 is big. Is it in Denver or
in Denver?
Oh man.
Just actively, I can see the wheels turning, trying to figure out how to lose me money.
Let's just do straight up money line.
That did not work last time when you bet a heavy favorite money line. $5 bet to win $1.09.
There you go. You're gonna definitely win it.
Now we talk about sports here. I know I promised in the past not to no longer tread on the Biffler in the way that we have gone down the path of talking about your other podcast in the past.
Yeah.
But I have to say, look, from podcaster to podcaster, semi-professional thing that we do around here, me to Erpin.
Yes.
Erpin, when two of your podcasting co-hosts have beef, or in the extended universe of the friend group, there is beef, and
Yes.
the co-host is among them. And then one of the other co-hosts is like trying to sort the beef in one way or another. Don't stop the beef from being explored, you idiot. Okay? Look, it's way more interesting than like 90% of the other shit that you guys yammer on about. So when there is beef among two people who've known each other for, their entire adult lives at the very least.
Yes.
Spoke at his wedding, and there's anger and angst, and here's Binyam just
I want to know what it's about.
just writing off Fareed, saying, look, me and Fareed I'm never gonna bang with Fareed, right? And this
It's
is
a very
after
on again, off again kind of thing. It's
a whole
always like,
life of knowing this guy.
Bang with?
And that's what he said. I don't know. I'm just delivering the quotes here. And then Simon is trying to mediate and trying to draw out feelings and trying to get him to talk. And Erpin's like, no, we should probably talk about the NBA. I'm very uncomfortable here. What are you doing,
This
you
is
idiot?
the problem. Those men, the stricken, the strife, what is the word?
What
afflicted.
are you trying to do? Okay, yes, afflicted.
The afflicted men that we talked about last time with the song. What was the concert you went to?
Oh, Dax or
Dax, yes.
Yeah.
This is what the problem is with men. No. Let's not talk about feelings. Let's just talk about basketball. And then you get pulled over by the cops and kill yourself.
Right. To be clear, not that I'm a big fan of messy drama, right?
Right.
But like these hangout podcasts that we all fucking make and listen to for reasons that are, increasingly obscure. When I get into hour 4 of the latest episode of the Biffler. We're there for the hang. right? And for that sort of aspect of it, not what everybody thinks about who's going to be the 9 seed in the NBA
And how great
playoff.
Victor
situation.
Wembanyama is. Yes, nobody cares about that.
Right.
Yeah.
So just so you know.
No, that's true. I guess it would help if the dueling parties were in.
Oh
the
no,
same
Simon is Simon fills in for whoever's not there. He is locked and loaded and ready to talk about all of the drama. It's fine.
Right. But yeah, it was this umbrage taken that happened at the wedding. Basically, they were just, hey, let's go around and see how much you spent on your significant other.
Oh yeah,
And,
it seemed like Fareed is a little bit of a shit stirrer, and Binyam is a little bit of an honor culture weirdo.
Yeah.
Right? Not passing judgment on anybody, right? But just Fareed likely to stir shit to try to get an interesting conversation to happen.
How
and
much you spent?
Binyam likely to be offended by such things.
Yeah, basically, it's like what was the most you spent on either a date or on your girl?
Look here
or
now.
on something?
I got my old lady a flat screen television as our engagement ring. So the answer is not a lot.
I wonder what that comes from. Because
If you're sitting around a table and everybody's like, "Wow, $22,000 on this fucking thing," and then you're like, you feel bad or something, then I can see how you might be offended.
but why is it being brought up? What does it matter?
It was, I guess, just
This
for
is on specifically on rings?
No, it wasn't on rings. Basically, this was like the night before the wedding. Everybody just kind of just schmoozing, like at the dinner place. Just
Yeah.
everybody just shooting the shit and just making conversation. And I guess that was the topic of discussion.
How was the topic of discussion anything but the fact that the groom had ChatGPT write his goddamn vows and sees no problem with it, even after confrontation?
That, in fact, was one of the.
I'm just saying, how could any other conversation happen after that became part of the
It
conversation?
was a long evening. There were a
It
lot of
doesn't matter. That's all we're talking about. I would have gotten that wedding called off. Like that's how seriously I would have taken the writing of the vows by the AI.
It's just giving shape to the meaning.
Yeah,
Come on,
shape. All right. Well, this is not the first nor the last time that we will talk about. Well, it's the first time in this episode, and not the last time, because I have perhaps something else that you said in that podcast might come up a little bit later. But
By the way,
for now,
did you guys know today is if you had to guess, when do you think college football started? I saw some little thing today.
Labor Day weekend.
Okay. It started today, November 6th, 1869.
Oh, you mean, okay.
Yeah.
I thought you meant
No, sorry. Yeah, I should have phrased
we're
that
in
better.
week
But
11. Okay.
I didn't know it went back to baseball time. 1869. That's a few years after
yeah.
the war. That goes way back.
is
No,
that
that's part of why it started is because of they needed something to do after the
Oh yeah,
war.
all that energy.
what was the first official game?
Rutgers versus College of New Jersey, which turned into Princeton University.
How many times have they played that game, I wonder?
I'm not sure, but Rutgers won 6-4. Different time.
Open up the WGAS NewsBag Sports Edition. It's time for Who Gives a Shit News. Some unpleasantness coming across the sports news feed
No kidding. Holy shit.
Yeah.
this day. First thing this morning, we found out that Cowboys player Marshawn Kneeland was found dead in a car near a car after a police chase. And or he died was the first news alert, and then very shortly thereafter we found out that he had died of a self-inflicted gunshot wound after a police chase.
I mean, when you hear somebody's dead and they're 24, you're thinking, uh-oh.
Not good.
Not good. And this particular player, I didn't catch the game, but just this past Monday, on Monday night, he scored a touchdown, on a blocked punt situation or blocked field goal. So he was just in the news just 4 days ago, and now he's dead.
Do you want to do some just utterly irresponsible, baseless speculation about what could lead to something like this?
I imagine that he was probably going through something, right? I mean, this is because when
You were
as a
supposed to do irresponsible, baseless speculation.
it seems
not empathy.
it seems like I don't know what's going on with this. People have a lot of mental health issues. Like I don't know where this is coming from, but didn't he? I think like I saw some update in the article where he sent his family or his girlfriend some sort of message, like suggesting that he's going to kill himself, like take care or it's been fun or whatever, and he killed himself. But like I don't know what.
Apparently not that fun.
Right, not that. But you hear about CTE, but that usually happens later on when people retire or what have you. This guy's only 24, only the second year in the NFL. So like, what's driving this?
Apparently a history of mental illness, perhaps, but hard to say. Nobody really knows anything yet, but nothing good and a sad story, certainly.
They haven't improved the medications?
They don't help.
It's not clear that the antidepressant or mental... I mean, like, there's anti-schizo drugs that work fairly well, I think, but have really negative side effects, like making you get all fat and stuff. But,
But, I mean, fat is preferable to death, right? I mean...
Yeah. Anyway, sad story. Not a lot to say about that, probably. And then later this evening, got an alert. Ex-NFL star Antonio Brown arrested on attempted murder charge stemming back from an incident in Miami from a few months back.
Now, this is less surprising. This guy...
It's funny you say that. Sorry to interrupt. But the photo that leads the AP story of this is it's Antonio Brown making a face in a Tampa Bay Bucks uniform. And, it's best not to judge just based on appearances. But he's just got the look of like a dummy who's a troublemaker. And I know, like, sure, a lot of my opinion of Antonio Brown is baked in at this point. After
he is
a career of knowing that he is both a dummy and a bit of a troublemaker.
Right.
But he's just got one of those faces that kind of gives that particular game away.
Yeah, the face does fit the behavior, but not all. People make have that face that are totally fine, but he fits the bill. And anytime I hear attempted murder, I don't know why I always go back to Sideshow Bob, who was like, "What is even attempted murder? Like, why am I being charged with this thing?"
Right.
Convicted of a crime I didn't even commit. Attempted murder. Now, honestly, what is that? Do they give a Nobel Prize for attempted chemistry, do they? Oh, really? Now, this is a personal call.
I don't know why I find it amusing anytime somebody gets charged with attempted murder, but here we are.
He was in Dubai. I thought Dubai was cool. I thought Dubai was like this free-for-all. I didn't realize that fucking Tommy Lee Jones, U.S. Marshal, could extradite you from Dubai. I thought Dubai was like a get-out-of-everything-free zone.
Maybe he looked up an out-of-date list of countries he could have gone to. Like they've made like some deal in the last couple of years to where they'll send you back.
Yeah.
He should have got to Mexico or something.
According to an arrest warrant detailing the May 16th shooting, Brown is accused of grabbing a handgun from a security staffer after the boxing match and firing 2 shots at a man he had gotten into a fist fight with earlier. The victim, Zul Karnain Kwame Nantambu, told investigators one of the bullets grazed his neck. It was unclear from court documents whether Brown has an attorney. It was also not immediately known when Brown might be returned to Miami. He could go to jail for 15 years and a $10,000 fine.
I mean, you don't have to wait for to slice his brain open. This guy definitely has CTE. Not to excuse his poor behavior, but
yeah. He previously had been accused of battery of a moving truck driver. It's a funny sentence. Battery of a moving truck driver. Battery of a moving truck driver. you can read it any number of ways.
Yeah. Is that the official charge? Is that like the...
Right. Like that's what's in the court documents.
It's a special, like, you know how cops, there's like special...
There's a special escalator there because that person is a moving...
Truck driver.
Now, so is this someone who, like, is a truck driver who was moving at the time that he battered?
Yeah, that's right.
Or is this an employee of, like, 2 men in a truck?
Right.
Whom he battered?
I suspect it's probably that, right? He has so many incidents that they had to list a bunch and then ended with other incidents. Like, he's got so many that don't have time to list them all.
Right. Several domestic violence charges, failure to pay child support, and other incidents. And then it's just an asterisk, and then it refers you back to his face in the lead photo.
Yeah.
Anyway, Antonio Brown.
Yeah. At least no one was hurt.
Do you think you could submit as if I'm Antonio Brown's attorney? Right, lots of blows to the head over the years.
Yeah.
Also, this is my client's face.
Yes.
It's who he is. How much can we really expect of him? It's not his fault that a security guard was passing by after he had recently been in a fist fight and he reached out and grabbed the gun and then fired sort of wantonly into the crowd. Whoops. Sorry.
Yeah.
It's his face.
Wasn't there like a Twinkie defense? Somebody back in the day, it was some sort of like a bullshit argument. Like you're saying that the lawyer should open up with like a look at this face defense. Like,
Oh, yeah.
it's a mitigating factor. Just like he can't help it, his face looks like that.
Speaking of bad faces, Tom Brady says dog Junie is a clone of the family's previous dog.
You know, Tom Brady's a weird fellow. I saw somewhere online in light of this news that he's very reminiscent of Tom Cruise, like this weirdo, but like very good at what they do, but like a weirdo. Like, didn't the Queen, who's no longer around, of England, she clones her stupid dogs and nobody said
Barbara
anything?
Streisand cloned her dog. I don't think
Yeah,
the Queen
it seems
did.
to be like a common thing. I don't know what
I think the Queen just had like
She just had a lot.
long line of breeders.
I'm pretty sure she cloned
Barbara
them, didn't she?
Streisand cloned her dog.
Yeah, see? Rich people, they do weird shit like clone their dogs.
No, it goes rich people, they're just like us.
Did the Queen clone her dogs? I Googled. No, Queen Elizabeth II did not clone her dogs. Her corgis were almost all descendants of her first corgi, Susan. Leave it to the British to name the dog Susan. That's almost as dumb as naming your dog Bridget.
No. Bridget's a good name.
Apologize to the Queen, the former Queen.
Today I learned Queen Elizabeth stopped breeding corgis in 2015. She doesn't want to leave any young dogs behind when she dies.
Oh, I consider it. Would you guys clone one of your cats or dogs?
No, absolutely not.
No, that's weird.
It's weird and bad.
I mean,
In that order?
No, they're all dead.
It's
By
not
the way,
like,
this is entirely a rotten television commercial. It should be noted. On Tuesday, in an interview with People magazine, which is how you, first hint that this is going to be a rotten television commercial is that Brady deigned to sit down with People magazine. Brady revealed that his new dog, Junie, is a clone of Lua, a pit bull mix. The 7-time Super Bowl champion announced that biotech company Colossal Biosciences created the clone shortly after Lua's death. Brady is an investor in Colossal.
okay.
Little conflict of interest here? Is that?
Yeah, that's... But, I mean, this is going to hurt his brand, isn't it? I mean, people don't think this is normal, right?
I love my animals.
People think he's normal.
I love my animals, Brady told People. This is a man who thinks you can not get a sunburn by drinking water. I love my animals, Brady told People magazine. They mean the world to me and my family. A few years ago, I worked with Colossal and leveraged their non-invasive cloning technology through a simple blood draw of our family's elderly dog before she passed, end quote. The fuck sort of a human being talks this way?
Yeah.
I worked with Colossal and leveraged their non-invasive cloning technology through a simple blood draw of our family's elderly dog before she passed.
Very weirdo behavior.
On the same day of Brady's announcement, Colossal Biosciences said it had acquired Viagen Pets and Equine. Viagen has become famous for cloning celebrity animals. This includes the cloning of Barbara Streisand's dog, Samantha. What is with these weird old ladies and naming their pets with extremely human names?
I don't know, but I remember that Barbara Streisand.
following its death in 2017. After Paris Hilton's dog, Diamond Baby, went missing in 2022, Viagen made 2 clones of the animal to give Hilton 2 new puppies. A credit to Paris Hilton, at the very least, for having a ridiculous name for her dog.
That's more appropriate.
Diamond Baby is perfectly acceptable dog name. According to a Viagen press release, the company has, quote, exclusive licensing and access to the breakthrough technologies, end quote, developed by the Roslin Institute of Edinburgh in the 1990s. This is the same company that claimed that it had brought back dire wolves, an extinct species, and had been working on bringing back other extinct species.
I remember that story. Didn't it end up being not exactly what they claimed?
Yeah, I think that's right. Yeah. Also, you asked if we would do this. First of all, current dog is too dumb to clone. You wouldn't want to do that.
I don't want any more dogs after.
Right.
Is there a
done with dogs.
I wonder if there's a screening test, like, I'm sorry, your dog is just
right.
Just too dumb.
No, this dog sucks. We're not going to make more of this one.
But even like our best cat,
Holden.
which would be Holden. It's like, would you clone Holden?
No.
And the answer is no, because
it won't be
something
Holden.
that you actually loved, you
Yeah.
don't want to bring back in weird fucking undead form.
It wouldn't be him.
Because it's not him. It's just his genetics. It's not his experience.
Right.
It's not. It's just wrong. It's fucked
pets
up.
Have,
it's weird.
Pets, even cats, have personalities of their own, right? It's not like you can just replace.
Yes, and
one with
Holden
another.
had the best one.
Yeah. So what is it that Tom Brady hopes to get out of this dog? Like, it's not going to be exactly like that previous dog, is it?
He hopes that his fucking piece of colossal and InGen or whatever the fuck goes up to the moon 147% on this news. That's what he hopes. He doesn't care.
I guess
about
that's
these
true. Yeah,
animals.
he probably doesn't care about the animal. What does that Herb Street guy do? He didn't clone anybody. He just got another one of
he
those
just keeps
same
getting
looking
more
dogs.
dogs.
Yeah, but they look kind of similar, right? So
He,
it's not
just,
like
he
same
likes the
breed.
golden retriever.
yeah.
And you can get like Uga. You can, and the Queen. You can get them from the same breeder. You can get them of the same family.
right.
Can't.
I guess what would be what's preferable if you had to pick one, an inbred dog like the Uga types, or a clone dog like Tom Brady's.
Either way,
matter.
you're paying too much money. That's the other thing.
Yeah, I don't.
What are you
care.
doing paying money for bringing old dogs back to life? You go to Puerto Rico, there's just hundreds of thousands of stupid beach dogs running around, and they turn into lifelong pets that cost you thousands of dollars in their dotage. Like there's plenty of dogs here in the world already. Stop cloning them and stop breeding them.
One of my friends, his brother got like a dog, but they paid like thousands of dollars for it because it doesn't shed or something, like, which I guess is important to some people.
Yeah.
And so I guess if you have some sort of
I remember
allergy.
The Krause family got a fucking cat, and they paid like $1,000 for the cat, and the cat ran away because sometimes cats will do that. But like, I think they got it back eventually. I don't remember the whole story.
Why why?
I don't know. Some special breed. It's supposed to be a good cat, but like, what are we talking about here? The cat.
Somebody got swindled out of $1,000.
No, people do. It's not just them. Like, people do this.
So
they
many
pay big money
people.
for cats and dogs.
Maine Coons are cool though.
What's funny is like you are usually paying big money for poorly adapted animals, right? Like animals who do not, they have fucking degenerative hip disorders, and as we said last week somewhere, all dogs die of cancer, according to a friend of the show. So, what are we doing here?
Right.
I don't think he's a friend of the show. Is he a friend of the show?
I hope not. I hope nobody at the Little League is listening, because I say things that people don't need to hear. Anyway, it's fucking inhuman and soulless to clone your dog. So, of course, Tom Brady has done so. All right, we've talked a lot about the coaching carousel to come here. So far, it's just coaches being booted off of their horse. So far. All right, well, this is Brent Key of the Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets, asked by a member of the press if perhaps some of all of these openings might be calling his name.
Since I came back here, since I was named the head coach here, Kelly, outside of the time with my family, every waking second of my life is going towards building this program to get to the point that it is right now. Right? So that in turn we can continue 3 years from now, 5 years from now, 10 years from now, continue to elevate this place. Right? To be in that conversation. Not to be in there for 2 or 3 weeks, but to be a consistent team. Not when you lose one game, people say, oh, the storybook's over. Nah, it's just beginning. I could go on and on. I could say yes, no, all that crap. Slice me open and see what colors I bleed.
So Brent Key's definitely taking another job, right?
Somewhere with red.
That's right. He's a Georgia Tech man, right? So like you would think that he's going to stick around, but if you throw enough money at him.
Yeah, what are the red openings this year?
It doesn't matter. There are so many.
No. Yeah, I mean, I appreciate that. I like the husky emotion in his voice and all of that. But yeah, Tech ain't paying you $11.5 million a year or whatever some of these other schools will be willing to throw at you.
Right. Yeah. Because if you're like at a good place, all you can hope for is leverage the situation to get more money where you're at. But how deep are Georgia Tech's pockets?
And that's the thing about the dream job, right? The dream job is only all that more painful when they get tired of you and give you the boot.
Right.
And now what do you do, right?
Right. But then to his advantage, Georgia Tech, I imagine they'll be a little – I mean, things are going great there now. So they're not like going to get rid of him like after just one bad season. He can ride this out for a while.
Not. Yeah. All right. The first college football playoff rankings have been released on Tuesday night. And my feeling watching it, as we flipped it on when it was happening, was this and it's obvious that it doesn't matter in any meaningful way. But it struck me that like it matters so little in a way that is designed perfectly for the moment, right? Like it is just content. That's right. That's all it is. Because you look at the top 25 that they put out and the top 12 that they put out, and then the hypothetical playoff matchups that result from these top 12 and top 25 lists that they put out. And none of it matters because they're not beholden to anything that they've done here in week one in terms of what that will impact going forward. They can just make shit up in terms of new justifications for things and say, oh, no, all along we thought Michigan, if they would just finish strong, had a really good chance here. So that's why they're going to be number 6 now. Right. And none of it matters. None of it is at all based in reality. It's all just based on current vibes.
But do you think that they shouldn't bother doing them?
Well, of course they shouldn't bother doing them, except that ESPN demands that they do them, right? Because it's just part of their content mill, which is fine. Like I get it. It's just incredibly silly.
Their out is always going to be the eye test factor that they always want to incorporate to whatever system they have. I think one of the committee members was shitting on Georgia Tech for their loss. They're like, they got beaten up on both sides of the ball, and that's why they're at 17 and not higher or whatever. So, like, yeah, I think at the end of the month or going into that conference championship weekend, they'll come up with whatever justification to do what they want. Right.
Anyway, for now, Ohio State number 1, Indiana number 2, which I think is obviously wrong based on current results so far.
It can be wrong, but it's not obviously wrong.
I mean, I think it's obviously wrong. Indiana has
clearly
better
not
wins.
That obvious. Look at that. It's the other way around. But no real surprises here, right? In the top 10. I guess, what do you think about Notre Dame at 10?
I mean, it's inevitable is what I think about it, right? They have 2 halfway decent losses, right? Their losses are to the number 3 team, Texas A&M, and to a Miami team that's currently ranked 18th, fading
This is
quickly.
a real problem.
What's the problem?
What is Miami's record?
6-2, I think.
What is Notre Dame's record?
Also 6-2.
Did they play each other?
They sure did.
Who won?
Miami won.
They should be ranked higher then.
Yeah, except Miami also lost to some bums.
I don't care.
Who was it? Was it SMU or Louisville or something? I forget who.
I don't care.
I wonder what the tiebreaker in this scenario is. Is it like head to head? Obviously, it's not head
It's
to head.
bullshit eye test.
It's funny that Lori says that because I look at the top 5 and I see Georgia at number 5 and Alabama at number 4. Alabama's loss is to a wretched Florida State University.
Yeah, so it's a head-to-head there.
Yeah, so like
but
they're
Georgia's loss is to a very good Alabama team.
Right.
So
in my
that
opinion,
case,
Georgia should probably be ranked higher.
So are you in support of Lori's argument, or just only for, like, is the head
I
to
mean,
head?
I'm just imagining myself as a committee member here doing whatever the fuck it is that I want to do because none of this actually matters.
Right. But also, you could not put Georgia ahead of Alabama because people were like, oh, what do you mean? Head to head.
Yeah, it was head to head, but it was a very good game that Georgia very easily could have won in the final.
Could have won and
about
gets you no
easily.
credit. Won or not gets you credit.
Georgia ended up kind of whipping Ole Miss when it was all said and done. Ole Miss couldn't stop them for anything, and they're right there at number 6.
Right. Yeah. Ole Miss suffered nothing for it.
The thing that's if there's anything surprising to me, it's that Oregon there at number 9
that's weird.
kind of suggests. I mean, Ohio State, Indiana, Oregon, that's 3 guaranteed out of the Big Ten. Is that all they're going to get, though? And is that why Oregon is kind of ranked as highly as they are?
Yeah, you're right.
Oregon only has 1 loss.
I know they only have 1 loss,
And
but
their loss was the best loss besides Texas, I guess, but they have 2 of them. But Oregon has a better loss than Georgia, but not as many good wins. But
yeah,
I
they don't
think
have
9's
any wins.
too low.
They don't have any reasonable. I don't think that's too low. I think that they're lucky to be in the top 15. The way that they got handled by.
All right, it's a boring
Oh,
conversation.
I agree, but it's the entire.
But we have games to look forward to. We have so many games to look forward to, and we're talking about something that we all agree doesn't matter.
I do like that Tennessee is in there at number 25 at 6-3. Just because I know that just sort of makes them feel bad.
Right. Also, I believe they carve out a spot for a conference champ from the group of 5, and I think like Memphis is in the lead spot, but then I don't see them anywhere in the top 25.
Right, which is why when you go and you look at the current rankings bracket, right? So you have a top 25, and then you have a bracket that they also put out. Memphis would be playing Georgia in the first round, even though they're not ranked in the top 25 right now.
Wow.
And Ole Miss would be playing Virginia, right down the street from us.
No, they wouldn't be playing in Oxford?
Oh, I don't know.
They'd be playing in Oxford.
Yeah,
Probably,
I guess that's right.
Yeah.
This town cannot handle anything like an SEC game here.
Right.
It needs to not happen.
I
I
mean,
know it won't.
It would be awfully fun, though.
It would not be fun.
I don't know. If Virginia wins out and wins the ACC, they don't have to get a bye, right? They could just host a home playoff game.
Right.
It would be awfully fun.
And what if they catch the bug, They're like, oh, man, this college football is not too shabby. Let's more of this. And then become a powerhouse.
We can't.
Like they don't
They
have
have
the
no
infrastructure
idea.
for it? Like there's no...
No.
All right. The NFL trade deadline has happened, and big news out of
yes.
Indianapolis. The
Oh,
Colts
yes.
are mortgaging their future in return for a cornerback in the form of Sauce Gardner from the Jets.
Oh,
Abe,
this
is this a good decision by the who's running the Colts? It's like 3 sisters running the Colts front office.
The
now?
ownership group are the spawns of Jim Irsay. But the GM...
So we had like the original Irsay, well respected.
I mean, not to the Baltimore fans, but...
Well,
yes.
sure, but like that, people, I think the Irsay name had something going for it.
Yeah, a little cachet. Yeah,
Back then. Jim Irsay, total disaster.
yeah, just degenerate sort. I mean, he's dead, so not to speak ill of him, but it was
fair to say, though, right? His daughters, good or bad seeds?
So far, good, because things have turned around under their leadership. So
You think that's what it is?
it's clearly that. I mean, A follows B, A causes B. Everybody.
All right, so have they chosen wisely here?
So-
Trading away, I think, first-round picks in 26 and 2027 in order
Right.
to secure Sauce Gardner.
Right, and they gave up A.D. Mitchell, who
Have given up on Adonai Mitchell entirely.
it's remarkable that hot dog play cost him snaps because a few weeks back, A.D. Mitchell catches this acrobatic ball catch, and then he escapes the defender, and he basically is home free. Just at the end zone, just walk it in, no problem. But he does that stupid, obnoxious thing that some players do where they let go of the ball before they cross the end zone. And after that, his snap count went to almost zero. Like he was on special teams, and like there were all these stories on him, like how he's doing these community things. He's trying to rehab his image with the organization, and they started to give him a snap or two here or there, but still not a lot of action. And they just threw him into this deal. I think probably they just didn't even like, hey, we'll take your 2 first. And they're like, do you also want this A.D. Mitchell? Like, just get rid of him. And so they got rid of him. 2 first-round picks is a lot. It's
It's an awful lot.
But if it works, it doesn't matter.
Especially for an organization that doesn't have a quarterback. Like, I know things are looking pretty good right now with Indiana Jones. But to give up your 2 first-round picks knowing that your quarterback situation is that you have sort of Anthony Richardson, I guess, and also Daniel Jones. Like, what are you doing?
Basically, I think what's happening is this Colts roster is entirely made up of draft selection. It's entirely an in-house product. There's not a lot of people that they have brought on from other places. They just can't, except for the quarterback position. It was like this quarterback carousel of Matt Ryan and Phillip Rivers and whomever, just bring them in, Carson Wentz and whatnot. And nothing worked. Anthony Richardson, they got a top 5. They had a top 5 pick. They get him. He sucks balls. They stumble onto Danny Dimes, who had a pretty decent start, had a rough game last weekend. But you're a top team in the AFC. You're in a win-now mode. The NFL is kind of soft this year. Not a lot of good teams. This is not like the dominant Chiefs era or the dominant Patriots era or what have you.
It does feel quite wide open.
Anyone can win it. So it's like, why not the Colts? So like, who cares about tomorrow when you can win today?
If Daniel Jones wins a Super Bowl.
That would be amazing. So it will have been worth it if that happens. But if like this year's or next year's draft pick will be very late because the Colts are already ahead of the curve. But like if next season it falls apart, then that following first round pick could be very highly coveted. So this could fall apart, but why not? Go all in.
I know that you obviously have a longstanding hatred for the great Peyton Manning.
Justified hatred. Fuck
Fine.
that guy.
Well, I won't argue the question here. But people less intelligent than you believe Peyton Manning to have been one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time.
Fools.
People who are obviously wrong.
Yes.
And you guys immediately followed that up by drafting Andrew Quarterback Luck.
Yes.
Who was great in the brief time that he was a quarterback in the NFL.
Took a lot of hits because the O-line was atrocious, but yes.
Yeah, very good NFL quarterback, though. Like, to have that happen, right? To draft Peyton Manning and have Peyton Manning's whole career, basically, and then slide 1 year later right into the Andrew Luck era. Like, it was sort of inevitable that you would regress to the mean in the way that you have in terms of quarterback luck these last few years.
But now we're out of the darkness into the Danny Dimes light.
Oh, yeah.
Or on the other side of it.
All right. Don't usually talk much. That's the funny thing about the NFL trade deadline. It doesn't feel like there's ever much trade deadline news, right? Because it sort of happens too early in this. Like, there's way too much. Nobody's decided that they're like sellers yet, really.
Yeah, because they think, we still have a chance. Because, I mean, if you look at some of the divisions, I mean, they're like 2 wins away from being atop it. So they're not. I guess the Jets are doing a fire sale because that wasn't the only player that they got rid of.
Yeah, they had a trade with the Cowboys also, right?
Yeah, Quentin Williams or whoever it was, the big guy. So they're starting over.
Yeah. The Jets are always starting over.
Yes. Did you see the clip of those kids crying, those Jets fans? I don't know why. If you're a parent and you're a Jets fan, is it child abuse to pass down that fandom to your children? Or
No.
I mean, yeah, obviously.
No.
And then to take video of it and put it on the internet.
Well,
What's
that's
wrong
different.
with these psychos who they torture their children and send video of it to Jimmy Kimmel?
Oh, you go on about how losing is good.
Yeah, losing is good, but making your children cry because they're spoiled brats and then sending it to Jimmy Kimmel because people think it's funny.
I don't think the Jets fans are spoiled brats. I think they're sad.
Yeah. Well, don't be Jets fans.
Don't. But you don't have any choice if you come from it. They interviewed this poor schlub, this kid, like a teenager, and they're like, "Hey, what's going on?" And he's like, "I'm gonna be a Jets fan, but this fucking sucks." Or I'm paraphrasing, but it was pretty.
Have
good.
you seen that?
No, I have not.
I'll see them and get your thoughts on the game.
I hate this team. I was born into this, and I'm not gonna ever. I'm always a Jets fan, but I hate this team.
That's pretty good.
It's really good.
I hate this team.
All right, it's now time to move along to the best game in every time slot.
The stupid impasse continues with.
Read a long article about that just this evening, and Google and Disney are not any closer to a resolution.
That sucks.
It's very frustrating. It's going to make our viewing experience meaningfully worse this weekend. The good news is there's not a lot of great football to watch anyway. So,
what is wrong with you?
No big deal. Look here, lady. I looked at all of the games, and sometimes there are great weekends, sometimes there are good weekends, and sometimes there are weekends like this weekend.
No baseball for you guys? You guys have your undivided attention?
No baseball.
I mean, no baseball on the field. I spent many hours today working on baseball shit, which is in part why Jimmy Carter's Lock of the Week is going to be delivered late, I'm afraid to say. So, to the listener, you won't know the difference.
We have an entire house
Got nothing
that
for
needs
Abe.
to be completely, we need to move out.
Yeah, there's a lot going on.
Move back in.
A lot going on.
Bob's doing baseball contract law.
Yeah, well, somebody
That
needs
can
to run this
wait.
goddamn league. It can't really wait. Anyway, best game in every time slot, as I said.
Right now, there's one happening.
Yeah, sure. There's lots of football that happens. They spread it out. It's like you take a big old pile of shit and you spread it thin. Guess what? It's still shit. And that's what's going on this weekend. It's a rough week for college football games. In the top 25 alone, Oklahoma, Texas, Georgia Tech, Utah, Michigan, Tennessee, and Cincinnati are all off.
Wow.
So right there, we have 7 top 25 teams who simply are not playing this week. This 7 versus 8 matchup, which should be like the big game of the week, and maybe will be, but that's a double-digit spread. And the other 2 matchups of ranked teams aren't particularly compelling either. And worth noting, Auburn at Vanderbilt has the second highest get-in price of the week at $168. So when Vandy at home has the second, even though it's an exciting and fun and cool Vandy team who lost in the last moments to Texas last week, is the second highest get-in price, you probably are going to have a less than thrilling time watching football this week.
At the start of the year, this could have been a solid weekend of LSU, Alabama. You have Florida State, Clemson. After Florida State won their against Alabama, you think, there's going to be some exciting games, and now those games mean very little.
Yeah. All right. Friday night, you could watch Northwestern plus 14.5 points at number 19 USC on Fox, I suppose. But that's not that cool of a game. Instead, you could flip over to Amazon Prime and watch the Houston Rockets take on the San Antonio Spurs, where, quote, the greatest basketball player of all time, end quote, and possibly the single greatest athlete of all time will be playing basketball.
Have you seen him play basketball?
No, I watched some highlights of him last year, and he looks like a tall, skinny dude.
I don't know who you're referring to, but it sounds boring.
Defend yourself.
So there's this Frenchman, Victor.
Try to defend yourself without resorting to the man. I took a lot of drugs that night. defense.
How dare you? I defend all my positions except the ones that I don't. So there's this very tall player, which is not a surprise in the NBA, but he's taller than the tall players in the NBA, 7'5"-ish, listed at. Very tall, very lanky, and very fluid. You know, like very tall people become this ungainly kind of, I don't know what I'm doing.
Fluid.
Right? He's very smooth.
Do you know what else looks fluid and smooth?
What's that?
Wacky waving inflatable arm flailing tube man on the side of the road in front of the used car salesman.
But he has full command, unlike that. But anyways, this guy has the makings of being the best basketball player, clearly better than Michael Jordan. And, I mean, Shohei Ohtani was better than Babe Ruth. This guy is better than Shohei Ohtani, so the greatest.
How does the math work on going from, like, what is the conversion rate from basketball to baseball? I just don't even understand. Good night.
Faces.
I love you. He picked the Broncos.
Not going great.
Not going great. What the fuck?
It's not possible. This is outrageous. This is ridiculous.
And Abe sucks at this so much. I'm gonna have to just go opposite Abe from now on.
That's
Because
right.
my initial instinct was to do that, but I thought it would be more entertaining this way. 7-0 Raiders.
Okay, I can survive that.
Good night.
Brock Bowers playing. Let's see.
I love it. Have a good sleep. Not that I'm a basketball knower by any means, Abe. 7'5" tells me just right off the bat, injury prone.
Right. He had
Also worth noting, the last time I heard you speak this highly about a basketball player was Zion Williamson,
yes. So
who's
okay.
also tall but also quite fat,
Yeah, he's stocky guy.
and only got fatter. So I worry about. I mean, I know Zion similarly a great basketball talent, undone.
Yes.
By a combination of work ethic and
a lack of work ethic and a weakness for the flesh. But this Victor guy has all the intangibles and all the tangibles. Like, you can't possibly go wrong with this guy. I think he had a blood clot issue last year. So yes, there's a health concern.
He's 22.
I got a good feeling about this one though.
All right. Well, I guess fucking tune in. It's on Amazon Prime if you've got that. Football game's not that great. Throw that on there.
Yeah,
on
let's
Friday
hope
night.
that this does not turn into a Lenora Sellers year. Like that Heisman campaign it fell off pretty quickly.
All right. Noon Saturday. Number 7 BYU constantly disrespected. Vanderbilt levels of disrespect for BYU by Vegas and by the odds makers out there. Plus 10.5 points on the road at number 8, Texas Tech. BYU undefeated after surviving the Holy War, and Texas Tech has one loss. That's on ABC, over under of 52.5 points, and I think the best game of the day in all likelihood.
Is Lubbock, Texas, like Central or Mountain? Because if that's noon East, that's like a morning game.
Yeah, that'll be early.
It's 11 a.m. They're Central.
Central, okay. That's a very pricey game to get into, though.
Oh, yeah.
Texas Tech's where they throw the
$400.
tortillas.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Is that the one where they don't want people doing that anymore?
They don't want people doing that anymore.
Double box time on the second television, although that's complicated by the fact that you can't really double box between ESPN and Fox right now if you're a YouTube TV subscriber.
Yeah, you have to choose.
You're going to have to choose. But
or get a third TV. Can't rule it out.
Imagining that YouTube TV and Disney have sorted out their nonsense by then. Double box, number 5, Georgia, minus 9.5 points.
Is it all the way up to 9.5?
At Mississippi State.
The Battle of the Bulldogs. Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bulldogs versus the Bizarros, 55.5 point over under. I expect us to win. I don't expect it to be easy.
Okay. I thought you were going to put the stink on this game, too. I'm so confident, you guys.
All they've done is play. All both of these teams have done this year is play close games.
Yeah. The good news is Georgia has a tendency to always win close ones that you don't expect them to. And Mississippi State has a
Not
tendency
always.
to take their balls out and throw them down in front of them and then stomp on them themselves.
You're going to miss the first half of this.
At least, yeah, I'm going to be at soccer with the boy.
I'm not.
Oh, a
I'm
different
not
sport.
missing it.
Okay.
I'm
I-
sorry,
Yeah, God
Calvin.
damn it, man. Like if it's not the baseball ruining my sports viewing weekend, it's the other thing.
We have to stop allowing soccer to be a thing.
No.
And for some reason, you keep allowing it to be a thing.
I don't want to stop him from doing something that he likes.
I want soccer to stop.
All right, second box of the double box. Number 2, Indiana, minus 14.5 points at Penn State. Over under 51.5 points on Fox. It should speak to the lack of availability of good games that a 2-touchdown game between Indiana and Penn State is on the double box. And
Right.
I bet Indiana's worth watching, right? They're a bit of a monster this year, and anytime you have a chance to take a look at a possible national title contender, you should probably do so.
Any potential for an upset here?
No. We discussed Penn State and that rather large line that they had last week, and Penn State could not cover, as I recall.
Yeah, it would like Ohio State, right? Like 24-point loss, something like that.
So don't be surprised if Indiana runs away with this one. I think you could safely lay that. We've got thirsty dirtbag Kurt Signetti.
That's right.
At the helm here. Not a lot else at the noon window, so double box is safe. Moving on to 3:30, we have number 9, Oregon, minus 6.5 points at number 20, Iowa. Over under just 42.5 points on CBS in a game that involves Iowa. And that tells me, even though it's a 6.5 point game, that something sneaky's going on here.
Oh, yeah?
I
And
think
weather.
this is one to watch. Be careful. This is I'm putting Oregon on upset alert here. I did not pick them, as you will be revealed in my CIB Pick'em picks, but this one might be interesting, which is why I have it on the main TV at 3:30 rather than on the second TV where we have a double box going. Number 3, Texas A&M, minus 6.5 points at number 22. Missouri, over under 49.5 points on ABC. I know Mizzou is he's still in the playoff hunt if they win out and all of that stuff. With a win here, what's his name?
Drinkwitz?
Eli Drinkwitz could probably earn himself another couple $1 million a year with wherever he's going to land next. Whether that's staying home in Mizzou or landing one of these big-time jobs that are open this season. I think Texas A&M probably wins this game, though.
I
Yeah,
don't know.
probably.
Mizzou's going to win this one, I think.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
All
Texas
right,
A&M is due for a loss, you know?
Yeah. All right, Auburn plus 6.5 at number 16. Vanderbilt on the SEC Network at 4 o'clock.
Zombie Auburn.
You have to watch Diego Pavia try to beat Auburn yet again. And also, see if Auburn can do what Florida attempted to do last week and what many teams seem to be able to do when their coach gets fired, and that's rally around the
new guy.
Yeah, rally around the new guy, rally around the helmet, and see if they can't get a win over Vandy. Imagine being Auburn, though, and you are a touchdown dog on the road at number 16 Vanderbilt. What a depressing state to be in.
Right.
All right, 7:30. In what before the season started, you're always excited about it because it's reliably one of the better games of the year. Less so now with Brian Kelly gone and LSU kind of sucking this year. LSU plus 9.5 points at number 4, Alabama on ABC. Even though that game is doesn't have quite the prestige that you would have hoped it would have at the beginning of the year, that's the main game for the evening, right?
Yeah. I mean, maybe if there is a team who's going to play better after their coach gets fired, it's this one who has a coach that everybody hated.
Yeah. I do think it's a mistake for LSU not to bring in Coach Ed Ogeron as the interim coach because even though you're not going to give Ed Ogeron the job again. Fair. But let Coach O come in and rally the dudes, right? Who could get you to rally around the helmet better than Ed Ogeron.
I mean, there's no saying that he's not just there.
You know, I'm surprised the school hasn't tried that. You know, like if you fire somebody mid-season and your selection committee is like, we want to have the balance of the year to make our decision, so they're not going to hire anybody permanently. Have, you know, sometimes like those morning shows, they have the rotating guest chair.
Oh, yeah.
Every week, just have like a new, you know, like a coach come in. And
have the Honey Badger coach him one week. Fuck it.
Bring back the
That's
greats.
been suggested by the LSU Twitter.
Oh, yeah?
What has?
Yeah, Tyrann Mathieu.
Have Tyrann Mathieu be the coach?
Yeah, just like, fuck it. Bring everybody we liked. But, you know, because people were saying like, oh, maybe they'll get Saban to come back. It's like, oh, bring everybody. Saban, Coach O, Tyrann Mathieu, everybody. Les Miles.
The NBA does these like one-game contracts, right?
Yeah.
Like they bring up D-leaguers for just a day or two.
Or like they have like 10-day contracts, you know, a couple days, you know, that sort of thing. Yeah, they should do that.
All right, quad box during that 7 o'clock evening window. Wake Forest plus 6.5 at number 14, Virginia, right down the street here. Get-in price just $36 for an undefeated in-conference Virginia team that is on the fast track to the ACC championship game.
If they just don't fuck it up.
Florida State plus 1.5 points at Clemson, relegated to the ACC network.
Oof. How the mighty have fallen. That's
This
wild.
is a competitive game between Florida State and Clemson late in the season, and it's not even on TV, really.
What's going on with Dabo? Like, it seems like he's like very like nervous all of a sudden. Oh man, I thought I was going to get fired when I walked into this room. Like he's like almost like calling for his firing. Like, oh, still alive. I'm still here.
They have 5 losses now, right?
Yeah, but I mean, you know, it's just
they might not go to a bowl.
They have this game. I think we talked about a couple weeks ago how they might not go bowling, but let's see. They've got FSU right now.
Louisville.
They go to Louisville. Then they have Furman and South Carolina.
Right. So they win those 2 games. They still need a third. So they can win out the last 2, but that only gets them to 5 wins.
I know it's at South Carolina though. It's not at home.
Yeah.
Like they could easily lose that
That's
game.
true. But at least if they're at 5 wins going into that game, they'll have something to play for. But if they're not, then who cares?
Well, they hate South Carolina.
Yeah.
Well, reasonable. Florida minus 3.5 points at Kentucky on SEC Network at 7:30. That game is actually reliably pretty fun, especially because Kentucky usually finds a way to chop its own nuts off also in that game in particular. So check that one out. And then fourth, you need something in that quad box at number 4 because
3 is weird.
The 3 box just
It's
is
wasted
stupid.
space, right? You have to, yeah.
So Navy plus 26.5 points at number 10, Notre Dame. Notre Dame tried to lose to BC last week in a game that was similarly they were heavily favored in. Maybe they'll do it again just for shits and giggles. And we can all root for Navy. Like it's weird to have to root for Boston College, I think.
Yeah.
But I think we can guilt-free root for Navy here.
26.5 though. Oof.
It's a lot of points. And then late window starts a little bit early in terms of the game that might be worth putting on at 9 o'clock. Nebraska plus 1.5 points at UCLA over on Fox.
Nebraska's getting points, but according to the ESPN Predictometer, they have them at 68% chance of winning. I made a slight adjustment to my 5 picks, and I'm going to include this one.
Abe, what is the Predictometer for the Georgia game?
Ooh, the Georgia game. That is...
Give me... don't say it. I'm going to guess 82% Georgia Bulldogs.
Lori?
I guess 56.
79.
Oh, man. I was within 3%. Tremendous work by me.
What is the Price is Right rules? You're over?
Oh, get the fuck out of here. Who plays by those rules? No one has ever played by those rules besides the Price is Right.
That is true.
It's the most arbitrary rule system of all time.
Teachers have, when they say guess a number closest without going, teachers
Yeah,
have.
but they only say guess the number without going over because of the Price is Right. In no world does it make any goddamn sense that you're not permitted to go over if you're closer than the asshole who just bid 5 cents. Get the fuck out of here.
Isn't it like a blackjack rules? If you go over 21, you're done.
Blackjack
Abe knows.
rules. It is. It's a guessing.
Whoever did that.
It's a guessing game.
Whoever came out with a rule, you can't go over.
The best Price is Right. The best Price is Right clips are when like the third player goes $1, and then the fourth player comes in and like looks over their shoulder at them like, you fucking dummy, and they go $2.
Yes. Basically, that sort of strategy you can only do if you're the last to pick, because somebody can always just do $1 more on you.
Yeah. All right, that's the best game in every time slot. It is now time for the 2025 CIB Pick'em Contest. Reminding you of our scores, we have Cousin Steve out in front with 100 and... No, that's wrong. I forgot. That's old news. That's fake news.
Right.
The new shit is I'm winning. I'm so unaccustomed to it after being so far down for so long.
Now that you're out of the month of October, you are now back on top, are you?
That's right. A month of knowing things finally came to fruition in the last 2 weeks.
That's right.
160 points for me, 152 for Cousin Steve. Abe in at third with 150 points, and Lori in the caboose with 147. Jimmy Carter currently 6-4. Abe live bets the games 8-10. And let's see how we're looking on that front here. Still 7-0 with 7 minutes to go in the first half for the bad guys. All right, Cousin Steve got his picks in. He's got West Virginia minus 6.5 points at home against Colorado. He's got Memphis minus 3.5 points against Tulane, also at home. He got in on the Jaguars. This game opened with the Jaguars as the road underdog, but that line has moved significantly since then. I think it was plus 3.5 Jags. It is currently minus 1.5 Jags. So Cousin Steve getting the benefit of getting in early. The Vikings, he's got home dog outright winners against the Ravens. He's got the Jets in the same situation. I like a lot of those picks, Cousin Steve. Never pick the Jets is my recommendation. Let's see. Lori, you've got Indiana minus the 14.5 points at Penn State after listening to me talk about how Indiana was going to run away with that, I'm sure.
It was before.
Oh, sure. Iowa plus 6.5 points at home against Oregon. Also, after listening to me.
Before.
Sure
I
it
put
was.
it there before.
Sure it was. Lori's also got Maryland as road dogs at Rutgers. She's got Florida State as road dogs at Clemson, and she's got UAB at Rice as road underdogs as well. Lori swinging for the fences here, a possible 40-point week. Abe, which games are you picking this week?
So I got Mizzou with the upset against Texas A&M. I think, like I said,
fun.
They're due for a loss.
With their backup quarterback?
Abe says, this is new information.
It was 2 weeks ago, dude.
All right. Mizzou is still going to be my team. They're going to win. Vandy.
That is interesting. So Mizzou's backup quarterback, only a 6-point dog at home.
Yeah, they have little tape on them. You know, that's going to be to their advantage.
Yeah, exactly.
Vanderbilt, comfortable win against Auburn. So 6.5, no biggie. Easy hurdle to clear. And then I'm just going...
No rally around the flag for the Auburn folks?
No, it's Auburn.
Do you still have... Can I ask you something? You don't have to answer this if you feel uncomfortable answering it. You used to harbor... some pleasant feelings for the Auburn Tigers.
Yeah, you did.
Back when they got bamboozled, Tommy Tuberville's Auburn and Cadillac Williams and that 03 team got...
Do you know how much has happened since then?
A lot.
Do you know what we showed our son and daughter this week? We showed them the 2013 Auburn highlights, including...
First, it started with the kick six
yeah.
because Katie was asking about points. And she was like, well, no one's ever run a missed field goal back for a touchdown. And I was like, oh, man.
Oh, man, cue that up.
It's quite famous.
Lori got me all like hot and bothered in a bad way because she kept playing the clips from that game with the Auburn radio announcers doing
That's
it.
all I could find.
And it's like, oh, stop. I cannot listen to these Auburn
It's
radio
all I could
assholes
find.
do this.
It's what's on the internet.
Find me Vern Lundquist and
You
Gary
couldn't even
Danielson.
find it.
I found it and I played
No,
it.
you found a Vern Lundquist short talking about it.
And they played clips appropriately.
All right.
That was a great play.
Well, and then what happened was we played her that, and they do this thing where they're like, do you remember when that happened? As though we're ancient.
Yeah, no.
And I'm like, yeah, I remember when that happened. It was 5 minutes ago.
Yeah.
And she asked, who did you want to win? And I said, I wanted Alabama to win. And she was sort of shocked. And I was like, I hate Auburn more than anyone. And Bob reminded me that it was only just a couple weeks before that Auburn did the bad thing to us.
Oh, that tip
And
thing?
so we showed them that.
Yeah, the prayer at Jordan
Yeah,
Hare
yeah.
was. It's such a fucking horseshit national title run that they went on that year, and they appropriately enough lost.
They lost,
in
yeah.
the BCS, the final BCS championship game, but they were Nick fucking Marshall was their quarterback who led them.
Oh, wow. That's
What the number of things that had to go right for them that season in huge moments.
Yeah.
And like that game,
We almost won.
the 2013 Georgia Auburn game remains like alongside the 2012 SEC championship game against Alabama and a handful of other disappointments, like among my favorite Aaron Murray moments. Like my hands down all-time favorite Georgia Bulldogs quarterback will be Aaron Murray. And it's because of the absolute beating he took in that Auburn game. And then, like, not just the physical beating, but to lead that team back from down 3 scores or 4 scores or something, to take a lead late, only to have them do that bullshit on 4th and 18 from their own 25 or something to score the go-ahead touchdown. And then, you know what he does? He fucking gets the ball
Almost
back
won.
and marches us back down the field and has a shot as time is expiring and then gets just fucking dump trucked again at the end of the game to nearly die and also lose. But yes, there are good reasons to hate Auburn, Abe, and not enough going back to 2003 to have good feelings for them.
There are plenty of reasons to hate a lot of teams, including Auburn and Alabama and Florida and LSU.
Well, I don't care for Auburn. All right, finish your picks here.
And so on the Nebraska, just on the strength of ESPN's Predictometer over UCLA. And then on the NFL side, you said don't pick the Jets. They shed 2 talented players this past week, and yet I'm going with the Jets.
It helps that they're playing the Browns.
Yes.
I will give that to you and Cousin Steve.
That's right, yeah. So they're playing the lowly Browns. And, so I got the Jets. And also I have the Eagles. They're getting points. The Packers had an inexplicable loss to the Panthers this past weekend. They're reeling. I think this losing skid continues. I got the Eagles.
All right, and I am picking. There's a lot of coattails going on here, I must say, among all of our various competitors. But I will take BYU. Plus, I'm not taking the points, but they are double-digit dogs on the road at Texas Tech.
Weren't you saying that that team gets disrespected, and you are piling on the disrespect here?
No.
Oh,
BYU gets disrespected.
Oh, you're okay. Sorry, I thought you were doing it the other way around. Okay.
No, I'm taking BYU.
Okay, gotcha.
And I don't need no stinking points.
Wow.
That's how much respect I have.
This is a 20-pointer, right?
That's right.
Boy, putting a lot of faith in those Mormons.
I almost went with Northwestern on Friday night, plus 14.5 points against USC also, for a double 20-pointer. This feels like such a classic Northwestern bogus win that they get out of nowhere. USC is kind of fraudulent.
Didn't they already do that?
Yeah, they already did it once this year, which is why I've stayed away.
Yeah.
But this, I'm just saying, I'm not taking it.
Yeah.
Not asking for the 20 points. All I ask is that when you look at that ESPN ticker on Saturday morning and you see that Northwestern has shocked USC by winning, just remember what I said.
That's right. The opposite happens. I'll also remember what you said.
Don't do that. BYU, outright winners over Texas Tech at noon on Saturday. I will also take Maryland, as Lori is doing, at Rutgers. I will also take Florida State against Clemson, as Lori is doing. I will take the other side of that line that moved in the Jaguars and Texans contest. I'll take the Texans as home dogs, since that is currently plus 1.5 Texans. Don't need the points. And then also I will take the Eagles as outright winners, as Abe is doing, over the Packers. I believe that is Monday Night Football next week, right?
I believe so. You have a ceiling of 60 points, a potential 60-pointer.
You goddamn right I do.
Wow, look at that. Pressing your advantage.
Georgia defensive lineman Jordan Hall is out for this season, the guy who went out during the Florida game.
Well, that sucks.
Yeah.
I doubt that will impact the line, though.
Well,
Next man up.
They probably knew he was out this week anyway. No. It's just the season. We're playing Texas the week after that.
All right, it is now time to go to Plains Heaven and hear from Jimmy Carter and the presidential lock of the week.
Hello once again to my dear friends at Cast Iron Balls, and also to a man who would no doubt gaze into the valley of Allah and see David standing astride the already fallen Goliath and declare, my money is on the big fella, and lay the points. I'm to understand they're giving you Veterans Day off, Abe? Just what are you a veteran of anyway? The 2011 great copy machine fee call. Watching too much Tony decouple before the morning conference call, or as they called it over in HR, the Battle of the Bulls. And in which way, it has been just the loveliest week in heaven. You should have seen the reception that my old political rival Dick Cheney got when he got here. I'm still feeling a bit hungover from the party, to be honest. We did this whole thing at first, to kind of give him a jolt, just to mess with him. St. Peter was standing there at the gates, and here comes old Ernest, and Pete says to him, all right, Mr. Vice President, if you want to come in here, you will have to answer some questions first, and we can do this the easy way or the hard way. And he shows him the easy way, which was waterboarding, and the hard way, which was rectal rehydration. And Dick just goes right as a cloud. It's a good thing you don't take your tickle with you when you leave the physical world, because I know even that transplanted heart of his would have stopped cold. But then Donnie Rumsfeld, who never could keep a straight face, starts giggling like a possum in pig shit, and the jig was up. Oh, the hijinks we get into up here. But under the gambling, that's 5 in a row, and 6 out of 7 for the old peanut farmer. As Rosalind was fond of saying, I'm feeling hotter than the preacher's daughter at a Navy ball, so get over here and take your turn. In honor of my beloved Farrell Minks, I'll take the Northwestern Wildcats plus the 14.5 points over the USC Trojans. You know, I didn't expect to hear quite so much in the happily ever after, but Lord, I do miss her. All right, I gotta run. Brando says I owe him 300, but I need to see the bookie first. As always, enjoy the games with good food and drink, and most importantly, good company, and be kind to one another. For gosh sakes, almost nothing matters. Besides that, may God bless this great nation and this great podcast. Until next time, this is Jimmy from Plains for Cast Iron Balls.
You've been listening to Cast Iron Balls, a podcast about sports with Bob and Abe. Lori's here too. You can find the show on Substack, brainiron.substack.com, for more from us, including the Billboard Hot 100 show, the erstwhile flagship podcast of the Brain Iron multinational media empire, Cast Iron Brains, and also other stuff. brainiron.substack.com. The opening and closing themes of the show were composed by Mark Gillig, tetramermusic.com, Tetramer music.com. For more from Mark. Abe, did anything else in the world of sport catch your eye this week?
Yeah, so there is this podcast, this Panthers fan podcast, the Carolina Panthers NFL team, no one really listens to them. It's not like they're like a big podcast, but they had a podcast for years. The year started off pretty sluggish for the Panthers.
I'm sorry, I didn't catch. Was this a fan podcast?
Yeah,
or former players,
podcast.
Or what is
no players, just fans, just a bunch of goobers who are big fans of the Carolina Panthers. The season starts off slow, and they said that we're gonna stop. This is just too painful. This team is not going anywhere. Forget about it. And then the team wins like 4 out of 5. And they're like, they righted the ship. They're like in playoff contention, at least in the NFC South. And what do these podcast people do? They're like, we're back.
Yeah.
And that got the attention of a lot of Panthers fans and also former Panther players. And they told them, no, you can fuck off. Don't come back. And they did a follow-up to say, okay. Based on the feedback, we're not going to come back. We're going to stay off. But basically, they heeded the negative reaction they received, and they're not going to return.
That's incredibly stupid. You have a larger and louder voice in that small little world of the culture now than you ever have before. Accept the hate.
Yeah, the hate.
Bring on the hate. Ride the hate to more listeners.
Right.
What are you doing? You've done something. I mean, it's not just like all press is good press, but like you've captured attention in a way that you couldn't possibly hope to capture attention otherwise.
Right, but they got the wrong attention. They say there's no such thing as, bad press or whatever, but like they are.
Hate listening is listening.
That is true. The Meow Mix. That's the name of their podcast.
All right, that's terrible.
It should be about cats.
Also, just say you're going on a hiatus.
Yeah.
Or something, right? Like, don't say you're quitting. Panthers fans to resume podcast after Carolina goes 4-1 during show's hiatus. See, it's just a hiatus. It's
but
fine.
If they are true fans, they're like, this is, fans, especially sports fans, are superstitious. Oh, I was wearing this hat when my team won last. I'm going to continue to wear this hat. Like, if you stop doing a podcast and your team goes 4-1, not any team, a shitty team like the Panthers, continue to not broadcast.
We'll be back this week. 11 or so, maybe 10 exclamation marks. 3.3, 3,300 likes is what this tweet got.
Yeah, there was I think there's another one where basically it was former players who told them to fuck off.
The future of Meow Mix. Hi all. Meow Mix, a Carolina Panthers podcast, is going on indefinite hiatus. Stephen and Jerry have enjoyed bringing everyone our thoughts on the team since our first episode on July 30th, 2019. In that time, we have dedicated several hours a week to the production of the podcast, be it watching film, outlining the show, recording, editing, and general planning. We've met some incredible people along the way and built a small but amazing community of Panthers fans who enjoy our two guys talking football at a bar style. Unfortunately, the last 3 seasons in particular have been extremely difficult as Panthers fans, and creating the type of content we enjoy has not been as exciting or enjoyable. The amount of time on Sundays that we spend away from our wives and young children has become difficult to justify. Let me assure you, Meow Mix fans, we have loved not being around the wife and kids up to this point. All right, going on. We would be watching the games regardless, but locking ourselves away for 6 to 7 hours on a Sunday just to watch and then discuss a 42-13 ass whipping has become more of a chore than anything else. We don't feel it's right to keep the podcast going unless we can continue to put out weekly episodes. And right now, neither of us wants to spend that amount of time talking about this organization. We reserve the right to post an episode here and there, but we will not be uploading on a regular schedule or possibly at all for the remainder of the 2025 season. To be clear, we are not abandoning the Panthers or the fandom. We bleed black and blue and desperately want this team to be competitive. We will just be cheering the team on as fans for the rest of the season instead of podcasters. Thank you all, and until next time,
Keep pounding.
Keep pounding.
That's their thing.
Spending time with the wife there.
Apparently.
Well, if the argument about like the time commitment that it's taken away from the quality family time, what changed for them to be back then? Like, did their family...
no, I can justify that because if they're enjoying it,
yeah, okay, I see.
It has value.
Yes.
But if they're taking time away from their family and they're hating
That's true.
Like, what are we doing?
Yeah, that is true. Man, what a bungle situation. They've been doing this since 2019, and they jump off the ship just as soon as it was about... Man, they could have been riding high.
I believe that the Panthers will lose a few more games this year, probably in a row.
It's a safe bet.
And they should post a new episode of the Meow Mix podcast when that happens. It'll be very short. We fucking told you.
But who doesn't self-own? They love the, they bleed. What was it? Black and whatever the other color is?
Yeah.
Black and blue?
Imagine, I know all fandom is sort of random and capricious and it doesn't fucking matter, really. But there's just something extra silly about being that devoted to the Carolina Panthers.
I was thinking the exact same thing. Any of the expansion ones, those ones.
Like, what are the more, like, the...
Tampa.
The Titans? Like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
The
Tennessee
Texans.
Titans.
Yeah, the Houston Texans.
Yeah, nobody fucking cares. What are you doing?
What are the children doing?
I don't know, moving around up there. Lori, did anything else in the world of sport catch your eye this week?
No, only just now this linebacker is bumming me out.
A linebacker is bumming you out?
The Georgia one that's not
Oh,
playing?
gotcha, yeah.
The one I just talked about? No.
All right. Well, Abe, have you got anything else for us tonight?
Nope.
Well, I guess that's all we've got for you tonight, then, and we will talk to you next time.
Later.
There are any number of impossible to surmount mountains to die on.
Oh, yeah.
Like, there's no shortage of causes to devote your life to that you have just a 0.000 and on percent chance of having the change that you wish to see happen.
Yes.
But I struggle to imagine one that is less likely than to get humans to stop eating meat.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
It is an uphill battle. Wasn't there? I mean, there was for a brief period, there was like an uptick in people eating those fake meat things, like Beyond This and...
Yeah, they give you weird poops.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
sure.
so
It'll
like-
be nice and trendy for a while, and I'm sure it comes and goes as some, like, I don't know what percentage of the population is vegan. I'm sure that the robots could tell us, but it's not going to ever be more than... I mean, like, it would require catastrophe.
Right.
In some way, right? Like either the catastrophe of finding out actually all animals are fully sentient and and have the same consciousness that we do.
It would have to be some sort of like translator to like in order to communicate, because like if you tell me that they're sentient, that's not going to change anything. Like, I have to hear that.
That's right.
There's got to be some sort of message like, hey, stop doing that. Come on, buddy. Like, don't eat me.
Or just like, the end of food production civilization as we know it.
Well, that's the thing, though, because
is the other catastrophe.
Something that might happen is like better, the less industrialized version, the one that worked for thousands of years.
I mean, I think it's sort of inevitable that we get to something like lab-grown meat that is,
I guess,
that does not have consciousness, right? Like they'll just breed chicken breast
Yeah.
on a farm,
Right.
and it will be biologically indistinguishable from the real stuff, and that will be a reduction in harm, right?
Right.
I mean,
But will people seek that out? I guess it depends on the cost. Isn't
If you put it in
like
the store, I'll buy it.
if it costs the same,
costs the same.
or is not meaningfully more, right? Like I don't buy organic milk because it's like $9 a gallon.
But if it was closer to,
and it's $2.80 or whatever for a gallon of regular milk, and I don't see that there's like the difference in harm, perceived or otherwise, is not enough to justify 3.5 times the cost.
Right.
But like if they had to murder a cow every time they got a gallon of milk from it.
Well, and we could do that thing where we buy a cow.
Is this fucking Harvest Moon or something? Like,
The proceeding was created with 100% human content.